Hi guys, just got a quick product review for you here. Bought this a few weeks ago and finally just got around to doing a review for it. It's Wintermaw, the new Underworlds box set. Gonna have a quick look at it, see what it's like, and yeah, let me know what you think of the review and if you want more stuff like this in the future, maybe. Okay, so we've got Wintermaw here. Take the box lid off. Eventually, it's exactly like all the other games in size, so look fine on the shelf. Chonker of a rule book was the first thing I noticed. This is not Shadespire. I think the last Underworlds box that I actually bought that I really liked the models for was probably Death Gorge. I think it was the last one. So I've skipped a couple, but I was shocked at just how complicated and in depth the rules have got since then. I'd already seen the addition of magic and things like that after Shadespire, obviously, but there was nearly 40-50 pages worth of rules in this book, and I was quite shocked at how unapproachable it seemed in some ways. The Shadespire book, as you'll see for comparison, was around about half of that, and I thought for a system that is meant to be a gateway system into the Age of Sigmar world and a nice easy game to play, once again Games Workshop have made the mistake of overcomplicating things. Now the boards and the tokens came in a white envelope, which is kind of nice, but I missed the nice piece of artwork that you get to protect it. But I do like the fact that they've added something in there to protect that. They're of the standard quality, which is to say quite nice, which obviously drives the price up a little bit because it's China made and they don't have this facility in the UK yet for some reason. So that's why these boxes are quite expensive for what they are. I think this retailed at £65. I got it from a discounter and it was like 55, I think £52 or something. The instructions, I mean, these are very basic models, but as you can see, there are instructions, just a two-sided sheet. I love those Sigmar models. They're really nice. My missus likes the ghouls. She thinks they're really cute, so she'll put those together and never paint them, whereas I will be painting the lightning boys, and they're nice models. Nothing more to say. These are the standard models that you get with Underworlds these days, and if Underworlds does go away, that's the one thing that I'm really going to miss. I'm going to miss these diverse, quirky warbands that you don't get anywhere else. And as I said to Matt when we spoke about Underworlds, I was very surprised we never got a 40k version of this. I always thought, given that the 40k universe is much more popular anyway, it would sell really well. Got some dice, standard, just funky dice, and then you've got your cards, which are again in this envelope, which is quite hard to open with one hand. So little cut, and you'll see that one of the things I really do like when they've progressed Underworlds, because they now have set decks, which is really cool, because I got lots and lots of the warbands as time went on, but didn't play a whole lot of the game, so I had thousands of cards, and I thought it made the deck building aspect of it very, very intimidating. Obviously, they're going for that competitive scene, and there's lots of organised play for Underworlds, although I've not seen many tournaments or anything played, so I don't know how popular it is, but that was the intent. So I like the fact that what they've done is they've made these decks that you could just pick up and play for those who don't want to do in-depth deck building. And in that respect, it's really cool, and I think you can mix and match these decks as well. So you can use them with other warbands if you just use your warband cards. And from that perspective, I actually really like it. One of the cool new mechanics in this game is that they have a uninspired mechanic where you can become inspired, and then when you use that power, you become uninspired again. That's a minor addition, which I don't think makes it too much more difficult to play, but some of the other stuff that they've got in here, like reaction chains and all these different steps and things, I think may well be unnecessarily complicating a game that is updating too quickly as it is. This is only 6 months after the last box, and I think it's too much, and they've put too much pressure on it, whereas they could have just kept releasing new warbands and maybe had a little rule book update with that warband, like a little sheet of paper that you unfold, and it's like a bit like the Fantasy Flight games did. So when the Fantasy Flight expansions released, each one would not come with a new rule book. It would come with a little sheet of paper that you would open up, and then that would have the additional rule on it. So it'd be like, okay, this has got this symbol on it for this expansion, and it uses this extra rule, which incorporates into your games. And I kind of wish GW had done that. I know that they'd rather get, the money for doing it this way, but it occurs to me that the additional tokens and boards and everything just aren't required every single time. And I think when you're going 6 months between releasing these big boxes, that's a little bit over the top. So overall, Wintermaw, I really like it. I got it primarily for the models and to have a fun little game to play with my missus, because time is a thing these days, and the ease of getting it to the table is a thing these days. I think that it is a lot more complicated than I originally had hoped it would be, and I don't know if that's going to be a barrier to it. It may well be that I end up using some of this amalgamation of the old style rules, whether that's possible. As of yet, I've not even learned all the rules for this, because it's not the quick half-hour learn that I thought it would be. Shadespire, pick it up in 10 seconds flat. Yep, cool. Off you go. Roll your dice. There's very little to complicate the game. This one, on the other hand, seems to be a little bit over the top. And I would have liked to have seen an intro version of this in the rulebook. Sort of like, here's a really simple game you can play, and then here's the additional stuff. So yeah, that's Wintermaw. Not a complete waste, but as I said, a lot more complicated than I thought it was. At £65, I'm not entirely sure the value's still there. I prefer these boxes. I know we're not going to go back to the old Shadespire £40 mark that we had 5 or 6 years ago, but I would have thought the £50 mark, no more than that. I think 65 is a little bit offsetting, especially when you can pick up an awful lot of board games these days at around about that. For example, something like Jaws of the Lion, the Gloomhaven intro version, I think that retails at around about 45 quid. Is this worth an extra £20 on top for those Citadel models? But yeah, that's my thoughts behind Wintermaw. First product review, I think, if I'm being honest. If you like it, let me know, and if I pick up any more stuff, be it GW or anything else, and that can even include board games, because I like those, let me know. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys, and I will catch you next time.